There are 10 bills in the state proposed package on immigration. They call for business protections, legal rights, and would extend health care to immigrants who are living in the state illegally. Here with a look at California's immigration package is my guest, ANDREA Guerrero, Executive Director at Alliance San Diego. And Andrea, how many people in California would these proposed 10 bills actually affect?
This would provide protection to roughly 1 million individuals who are unauthorized immigrants here in the United States, and it would provide protections to their families who are often of mixed status and include U.S. citizens, unauthorized migrants.
Sure, 1 million in the U.S. or 1 million in California?
In California.
There we go. I thought that, okay,
in
perfect.
California, roughly 250,000 here in San Diego.
I see. One of the most disputed bills on the table includes a health care package. Who would this health care package apply to, and how is it different than Obamacare?
So Obamacare does not extend to unauthorized migrants here in the United States. In California, we have a program, a state-level program called Medi-Cal, and Medi-Cal supplements or fills the gap of what federal health care does not provide. And so Medi-Cal, under this bill, would be expanded to allow immigrants, regardless of their immigration status, to apply for the benefits.
And why would that be important?
Well,
aside from the humanitarian side of offering health care.
Sure. Well, it's certainly the compassionate thing to do, but it's also cost effective. We know that when part of our community is relegated to emergency care, health care, that becomes very expensive. That drives up the cost for all of us, not just the family that's seeking the health care. And it certainly endangers the health and well-being of all of us if some of us are not able to access the health care that they need.
What is your response to opponents who say that offering benefits like expanded health care to immigrants who are not documented would actually encourage them to come into this country more?
Well, we have to remember that we are at an all-time low in terms of unauthorized migration. In fact, in the San Diego sector, Border Patrol agents are apprehending less than 1 person a month or less than 12 people a year, and that's based on the fiscal year 14 apprehension reports. And so given the low levels of migration, I don't think it's a legitimate concern. I think we also have to remember that Mexico in particular, our bordering community, they have health care. In fact, they have more health care access than we have, and in fact, many Americans are driving south every day to access that health care. So that's not a legitimate concern right now.
At this point, another bill in this package offers protections to a person, an immigrant, when they're a victim of a crime. Tell us more about that.
All right, that's very important, and that's a bill introduced by Speaker Atkins, and we are very grateful for her leadership on that bill. That bill would ensure that victims of crime, like domestic violence victims, are able to apply for what we call a U visa that allows them to remain in the country if they've been a victim of crime and they've helped in the investigation. And this is good for all of us. We want the perpetrators of the perpetrators of crimes to be brought to justice, and often we rely on the victims of crimes to play a key role in investigations. We don't want an unauthorized migrant to feel that they can't participate in that investigation or that they can't come forward if they fear deportation. So this is a protection for them.
And to be clear, it's not for people committing crimes.
No, no, no. This is for victims of crimes and, such as domestic violence survivors and others.
Sure. Why did California lawmakers make a move on immigration and trying to pass these bills ahead of the federal government?
Well, it's not ahead of the federal government. All of these bills are within the state mandate. So they acted responsibly and in a leaderful way, as California often does, because California is an immigrant state. 1 in 4 Californians was born outside the country. 1 in 4. Immigrants, both unauthorized and authorized, are a part of our everyday society. They work alongside of us, they pray alongside of us, they study, and they play alongside of us, right? And so this is a recognition that we value their contribution to California, and this is a way that lawmakers can protect them, integrate them, and keep them safe.
All right. Well, I want to let folks know they can read each of the proposed immigration bills on our website, kpbs.org. Andrea Guerrero, thank you so much.
Thank you.